Whatever it is, the phenomenon is perceived to be taking an interest in our most powerful weapons.
Well,
And
what about in Australia? I mean, we talk about retrieval and reverse engineering. Have Australian officials or the government or the military been involved in any such exercise within this country, do you believe?
formally, the government here denies any knowledge of such crash retrievals, but I am aware of Australian personnel, mainly people who've worked previously in a special forces or commando role, who tell me that they have been involved in crash retrievals with foreign nations, notably either the British or the American government. And it would appear that a large part of this is being run by private enterprise. It's being run by a private aerospace company group who have been involved in monitoring and retrieving non-human technology for years, and there have in fact been retrieval teams all over the world that have been deployed to immediately try and deploy and recover this technology. I was reading about one just this morning actually in Coyami in Mexico in the early 1970s, where a Cessna aircraft collided with what everybody says was some kind of UAP, some kind of unidentified anomalous phenomena. And within a short period of time, there was a confrontation between Mexican and American forces arguing over who had the right to recover the technology that was there. It's very interesting because there are people who have contacted me in Australia who claim to have knowledge of Australian involvement in crash retrievals. And faced with the denial from our government, I think the most plausible explanation is that what I discovered was happening when I did a Four Corners story on the ABC about 30 years ago with ASIS, our spy service. Australian operatives often get borrowed to do things for our allies, notably the British and the Americans, which give the British and the Americans plausible deniability when they get an Aussie or a New Zealander or a Canadian to do it for them. And I think this is a really interesting area, but I have to be vague, but I am aware of personnel who have allegedly been involved in retrievals, and I'm also aware of allegations that there have been retrievals in countries not too far from Australia.